Hello, trading is closed on July 26, 2019. We'll go over our calls. I'm going to start by saying I said this futures price had to be seen in real time, and it was. So that was our last higher target. Well, here's what we said. I think we said Friday's pattern would have the early low, tends to rarely hit the high of the day in the final hour, which is what happened. Most likely pattern was an early low, a rally for most of the day, which at least takes over yesterday's all-time high. I should have said yesterday it was this all-time high, and then get resistance over it. And that's what we had. Well, it was yesterday when I wrote this, so I guess that was all right. And then we got the resistance, and we got the new high in futures. So all that's actually happened. Now, during the day, we got a MEJT buy signal, and that worked. Target was hit, so we didn't have to go as high as we did based on the signal. Wasn't precluded. What was precluded was a drop here, which system said wouldn't stick. Well, here's how we're counting this, and we keep looking for the end of this wave blue B without having any luck. I frankly haven't been able to find a count that works until today. When these counts work, they should be pretty pictures. And if you have to fudge or fiddle around, you should assume the count's wrong. Well, here's how I'm counting it. You can have an ABC, good fib ratios. If you look in wave purple B, all these fib ratios are good. If you look in purple C, you have an ABC, and you can really make them all fit perfectly. It's kind of a pretty picture if we stop here. Now, it isn't clear, but there are good fib relationships at Friday's high, and that's right at the 50% level of this blue channel, staying in the bottom half of the channel. Bulls want to get in the upper half. It's not the only valid count, and just the fibs aren't enough to call a top. As I say, you can make this say anything if you want to, but if we drop from here, that's probably what's going on. We have an inverted diamond on stilts pattern. Here's your stilt, here's your stilt, here's the diamond, here's your 38.2. You take 100%, and that's the target. So we stop right at the target, and that gives us resistance at today's high. So let's talk about Monday. It has the early high. It doesn't mean you won't gap down first. Market leaders DECK and Erie are starting to crack. Now here's a chart of DECK. It's been marching along, oblivious to all drops over the past year. That's a straight line down. That's not a pretty picture. I don't have a position in either of these companies, by the way. And this is Erie. This is the kind of stock I wish I was holding on to. It just keeps going up and up and up. And then today it drops 12%, all in a straight line. Means stocks that were safe havens no longer are. But the upper Bollinger Band on the monthly chart, you don't go too much past that. Doesn't mean you won't go past it, but you don't go too much past it as a rule. We're still on the Dow theory and DeMark sell signals. Now, none of this is enough to be confident the leg up has ended, but it's negative we stopped at resistance and that the gains of the final hour were given back. Usually an all-day rally Friday carries through into Monday's open. If it doesn't, then that's trouble. All the bulls have to do is continue promptly past Friday's high, and that keeps the rally going in spite of all these other signals. Even though further gains should be limited, that's all they have to do. But if we gap down sharply and continue lower, that changes everything. The wave count's compatible with the leg being over. And the late drop in futures means a gap down is at least plausible, because it means over the weekend shorts were no longer rushing to cover, it means longs were willing to exit. So Monday's open could be a very telling open. If we gap under this low, which I'm not predicting, and we don't reverse it quickly, it means this whole rally was a false move. Makes it very likely that this leg up is over. But if we start dropping with a gap down and continue lower, it gives added credence to the wave count, which really is the first one I've been able to come up with all the way up that's as pretty as it is. So for Monday, the pattern with the early high, all the bulls need to do is to overtake those high. But if we start dropping in spades, I would tend to believe it. That's today's call.